Hello, welcome to episode number 419 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. This is going to be Raw for week 4 of September 2023. It is the first show since Unforgiven, the first pay-per-view premium live event of Season 8. And it was quite an eventful show. We got a new women's WWE Women's Champion, that being Rhea Ripley. Drew McIntyre retained his, WWE Championship even, in that Fatal 4 main event against Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles, and Finn Balor, thanks to a weird interference by Dijak, which I'm sure we'll hear about later on tonight. And some more stuff happened. Who can forget Brooks Jensen being a son of a bitch? The most important thing of all. But tonight, we've got a stacked show. Our main event will be a 4-way to crown the next challenger for Drew McIntyre. It will be Ricochet, Chad Gable, Johnny Gargano, and Xavier Woods in a 4-way. So got that to look forward to and a whole lot more. Let's jump into tonight's show. The new WWE Women's Champion Rhea Ripley opens up the show. And she said, "What did I tell all of you? Ever since I came here and I set my sights on every single top women's star here on Raw, I'm always on top and you can't take this championship from me. It's inevitable that I'll get this championship back. You don't believe me? Ask Becky Lynch, if you can find her. Ask Charlotte, if you can find her. Ask Sasha Banks, if you can find her. Now make no mistake about it, it's now undeniable proof that Mommy is always on top, and I plan on staying on top until however long I damn well feel like, and whoever steps up to me next, it doesn't matter, because you're gonna get put down." Carmella and Shayna interrupt. And Carmella goes, "Hi, Rhea. I'm sure you remember us, the Fierce and the Fabulous, We're big fans, You actually helped us get a win, Six from a tag team action. It was us two and you against Sasha, Kyrie, and Roxy." And Rhea goes, "What do you want?" She goes, "Well, I think it's weird that since we came back here to Raw, as a tag team, me and Shayna have been undefeated. First of all, we didn't even get a tag team gender opportunity, which, no. But we're the top women's tag team here in Raw. We deserve not only a tag team gender opportunity, but we deserve a shot at that WWE Women's Championship." And Rhea goes, "What exactly are you asking me right now?" And Shayna snatches the mic and goes, "I don't know about Mella, but I'm saying I want a shot at that." And Rhea just laughs. She goes, Oh, Shayna, Carmella, you're both adorable, but I already have a challenger for this. As a champion, I'm not going to be one of those champions who waits for contenders to come at me. I've got my own targets. And luckily for you two, you can get away tonight. Because you're not on my list. I know who my next target is. And they'll know soon enough." And she sort of shoulder checks Shayna Baszler as she walks out. And yeah, Shayna and Carmella stay in the ring because they're going to be in tag team action to open up the show. But before then, we head out to the back when Cody Rhodes pulls up on the Nightmare Family Express. He's got it patched up, I guess, since Drew McIntyre destroyed it. And Cody storms out, and Kathy comes up and goes, "Cody, what's going through your head right now?" And he goes, "A lot of things going through my head, Kathy Kelly. First of all, I'm still not done with Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre has my WWE Championship. I'm not letting him keep it for too much longer. But first, I've got something else to do tonight. I see 4 challengers lined up to take Drew's championship, and I wish them all the best of luck. Because I've got something else to deal with. I've got a bone to pick with Dijak." And Cody storms out into the arena. 79 rated tag team match. Apparently I've never done this just as a straight out tag team match. It's the Fierce and the Fabulous defeating the Planet Princesses. Carmella pins Aaliyah with a super kick Kirifuda clutch combo. Don't know how that works, but apparently it happens. Shayna with an 80, 60 for Carmella, 76 for Skylar, and a 62 for Aaliyah. You know, actually not too far off in terms of ratings between these two teams. After the match, though, Carmella grabs the mic and she goes, well, since apparently Rhea Ripley's a scaredy cat and won't give us the chance opportunity that we know that we deserve, let's talk about how we've been the most dominant women's tag team since we came back here in WWE and still no championship opportunity for us. Okay, so Rhea, she may run off scared, but Alexa and Nikki Cross, I don't think they've got fear in their body. Okay. And then they pop up on the Tyrantron, and then Alexa's there on the swing or whatever. She goes, look, Nikki, you know, those two won a championship opportunity against us. And Nikki goes, great, I always need new people to play with. Anytime, any place, let's play. And then Shayna snatches the mic and she goes, oh, you want to play? You want to play? Well, I don't want to play, I want to fight. Okay? And if you're not going to be too scared like Rhea Ripley is, we'll fight you next week for those championships. And Alexa and Nikki just giggle, and Alexa goes, oh, it's a date, sweetie. Or something silly like that. So yeah, Women's Tag Team Championship match next week. Shayna Baszler and Carmella take on Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. We then come back to the GM's office. Batista's in there when Drew McIntyre walks in. And he goes, hello, Drew, how can I help you? He goes, I've just seen the main event tonight, you know. What, really? Those four guys? Batista goes, is there a problem? He goes, yeah, there's a big problem, you know. None of those guys are worthy. Look, Chad Gable, lost. Last Night Unforgiven. Xavier Woods, lost at Unforgiven. Johnny Gargano and Ricochet, they have not done anything singles-wise in months. And Batista goes, well, if they're such easy challenges for you, then you should be able to dispatch them, no problem, isn't that right, champ? Andrew goes, that's besides the point, Dave. I didn't make it to the top here. Dethrone your golden goose just to be disrespected of opponents like this. But no matter, it doesn't matter who it is, because I'll kick their head off whenever they want a title shot. Just next time, do better. We then cut back to Gorilla, Manny, Dio, Reggie, and Saray. Just those four are there. They're getting themselves Manny and Dio in wrestling gear. They go, alright boys, Saray, you know, we don't normally go out there in front of a live crowd and feel that rush of adrenaline, but you see Sensei's been rocking it as the Cruiserweight Champion right now, and I think there's gold in all of us. So Dio, our quest to become the next Raw Tag Team Champions starts now. It starts tonight when we go out there and we win tonight. And Reggie goes, well, you know, I'll have you back, you know, for moral support. And Manny goes, no, you stay back here. Okay? Me and Dio, we've got this. Okay, you go wait for Carland and Sensei, because they're going to have to do some spooky, you know, pendant stuff, while we're out here doing side quests, okay? This is our filler arc, but it's going to be an emotional, well-written, character-developing filler arc that sees us finally achieve greatness, and we don't need you to be out there with us. And Saray goes, what about me? And Manny goes, oh yeah, you can come. And then their theme hits and they walk out, and Reggie's just in the back just shaking his head. Disappointed. The match, though, gets a 76, and it does indeed see Dio and Manny. I cannot remember the last time, if ever, they've won a regular wrestling tag team match, but they've done it here tonight against the Good Brothers. 11 minutes 15, Dio pins Luke Gallows with a power of friendship. 64 for Dio Senpai, 66 for Manny, 78 for Carl Anderson, and 63 for Luke Gallows. Sure. Yeah. And that, my friends, is what we call a banger. Luke Gallows obviously angrily upset that Manny almost inched him with a punch. Oh, god damn it, Manny. He's rusty. We then cut backstage to the Maximum Male Models room, and Elton and Kit are waiting. And they go, oh, is he ready? Is he ready? And she goes, boys, I know you weren't really, you know, enamored with the idea of Brooks, you know, being the next male model. And Kit's like, that's an understatement, yeah. He goes, but I'm sure you can agree that after Saturday night, that masterful play that me and Brooks pulled off against that big ugly oaf Otis and that idiot Mackie, when you see the new and improved Brooks Jensen, you're going to see him and you're going to be jealous because, for once, my boys, your role as maximum male models here won't be shared just amongst you two. We're going to have a third beautiful stud in the group. And Ellen goes, well, so you don't want us taking a peek at him then? And she goes, no. The big reveal will happen later on tonight. I want you to be wowed at the sight of the new and improved Brooks Jensen. The same time that the WWE Universe will. It's going to be a moment, boys. But our takeover, our rise, finally begins. And it's all thanks to that big, dumb, manipulatable oaf, Otis. A 100 rated segment. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Out comes Cody Rhodes. He goes, so... I forget what... I know I set tonight's arena, but I can't remember where it is, but... City name. What do you guys want to talk about? As you heard when I got here earlier on tonight, I've got two things on my mind. The second of which can wait till a later date. Drew McIntyre, I heard what you said to Batista. You're overlooking the four members in that fatal four-way, and I say that as WWE Champion, you are making a fatal mistake, because I know what it's like to have never been WWE Champion, to be given that opportunity to become champion. Those guys in that main event are going to kill it for the chance to wrestle you for that title. But if you do manage to get past them, don't for 1 second think that we're through. But that is the second item on my agenda. The first item on my agenda, if you didn't watch Unforgiven, and you're wondering, Cody, where's your WWE Championship? Well, that's still on Drew McIntyre, and that's not through any fault of my own. I had Drew McIntyre beat in the center of this ring. I was going to defeat him with that third crossroads, when all of a sudden, I ate a big boot from Dijak. Now, Dijak, he's been around here. He's not really had the chance to break out on his own quite yet, but he is, a hell of a talent. But I know damn well that right now, Dijak, maybe there's still some of that cyborg serum from last year stuck in your brain, because I know he's being controlled by somebody else. Dijak doesn't react by himself. Dijak listens to commands from Christian. So Christian, Dijak, whoever the real mastermind is here, whoever the brains is here, come on out and explain yourself to us. Christian and Dijak do walk onto the stage. And Christian just laughs. He goes, Cody, you seem a little bit angry with us. There's many reasons why, the American Nightmare is angry. And only one of them is that Dijak cost you your WWE Championship at Unforgiven. Cody, we were doing you all a favor. Okay? Now I know what you're thinking. Christian, if he's WWE Champion, surely he's on top of the world. But this isn't about Cody Rhodes. Because Cody, your whole story is not really about you either, is it? Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, who really is he at his core? You're just walking around trying to honor your father's legacy. Now, don't get me wrong, Dusty, one hell of a legacy to honor. You won that WWE Championship for him. Oh, I'm sure your daddy would be so proud. Except your daddy doesn't know that you became WWE Champion, does he, Cody? Because Dusty's dead, and soon your whole career that you've spent pandering to your father, a father who doesn't care about you, hell, a father who called the NXT recruits his babies, while his own flesh and blood, his own product of his semen was standing in the WWE ring. He was calling other people. He was calling Roman Reigns his baby. Charlotte Flair, that was his baby girl too. And don't forget Seth Rollins, the baby. He was Dusty's son too, wasn't he, Cody? And of course there's Dustin. The failure that Dustin is. Dustin had the world at his feet, and he was supposed to be the Rhodes brother that became the second generation star that really made history and honoured his father's legacy. But he was too screwed up on pills to actually get himself to the top of the mountain. And Cody, you're lucky you made it there, but all you do is bitch and moan and cry about your dead father who nobody cares about anymore. He's been dead for nearly a decade now, Cody. Get over it, move on, become your own man, and then maybe, if you get the chance to become WWE Champion again, maybe someone like me can take you under your wing and show you how to really become special here in this industry. Cody, of course, as this is all going on, suit jacket's coming off, tie's coming off. He hops out of the ring. He goes to storm up the ramp. Dijak sort of steps in front of Christian. There's a bunch of security come out. Christian goes, whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't come out here to fight. You came out here to ask why I did what I did. Unforgiven, Cody, and I've made it pretty clear why I did that. So, if you don't mind, me and Dijak are just going to leave because, you're never going to get your WWE Championship back, but I promise you, I'll be a champion before you, Cody. I'm gonna be a champion, by the end of tonight. But you're never gonna get that title back. And then your father, whatever of him may still be out there, is gonna look down on you with disgust and disappointment. He's gonna say, baby, Cody, at this point, just put the face paint back on. And then Christian walks out. And Cody's ready to fight him, but the security are holding him back. 100 rated segment. We then cut back to the Titus World Record studio, where Titus sort of curly fingers Billy Kay over as soon as he walks in, and he goes, what is it? And then he just puts his hand down and goes, give it to me. She goes, what? You know exactly what, Billy. I told Truth, I told Elias that, that championship was causing friction amongst Titus World Records. And we actually haven't done any progress on what we're here to do because of that championship. And Billy goes, yeah, getting rid of it was really a smart idea. Titus goes, yeah, hand it to me. He goes, what makes you think I've got it? And he goes, there's security in this room. I saw you come back in here, take that championship off that ladder. Billy goes, what? You gotta be joking. Ugh, fine. She takes the belt out and just hands the belt out. And then some random guy who's just walking in the studio. Very handsome, very, intelligent gentleman. Walks in. And Titus goes, hey, you, come here, buddy. Calls him over. And he just goes, do you mind pinning Billy Kay real quick? And then this handsome, incredibly genius, dashing man puts his foot on Billy's chest and pins her to win the championship. And then he goes, thank you for your time, sir. He hands him the title and then ushers him off. And yeah, that's it. Just one of those weird little cameo segments that, they'd be like, oh my god, he's the booker of the show, he put himself on the TV. At least I'm not World Heavyweight Champion. 75 for the two women getting 64 and 69 in a match that doesn't click. That's actually pretty good. But Mandy Rose actually cheats to beat Zelina Vega in 10 minutes 27, illegally using the ropes for leverage. 64 for Mandy, 69 for Zelina. And yeah, not really much else to say there. Match set up last week. Mandy has cheated to win. That bitch. Grr, etc. We then see an Imperium video. They do them in real life. Like they did one for Gunther and they did one for Kaiser. And I guess this is all of those rolled into one, as well as including some Vinci stuff. Because, Imperium retaining the tag team titles at Unforgiven. Gunther beating Xavier Woods. They're dominating. And they're looking for their next challengers. And Gunther says that he will become WWE Champion one day. But we appear to have got a little bit of a step close to finding out who their next challengers are. And they're watching on. We cut backstage to the Anime Boys. And Manny and Tio go, those Imperium boys, they're tough. And Dio goes, nothing the power of God and anime on our side can't stop. Until we hear back from Sensei and Carland about the pendant, there's only so much we can do. And then Sensei and Carland, right on cue, walk in. They go, hey, how'd you get on? And he went, well, we won, we think we're next in line for a tag team title match. And Sensei goes, great, it'll be great to have another champion in the ranks here. Me being Cruiserweight champion, it was a big moment. Managing to defeat the old champion at SummerSlam. God, he barely even put up a fight. And then he sort of awkwardly looks at Reggie and goes, oh, hey, Reggie, how you doing? He goes, fine. And then Saraya sort of looks around and goes, what about me? And Manny goes, what is it? And she goes, well, if I can't have my pendant, I want to be a champion. And Manny goes, do you want to fight Rhea Ripley? You'll get killed. And Dio goes, Manny, encouragement, None of that negativity around here. And he goes, but she would. I'm trying to protect her. Dio goes, it's fine. We can find her a tag team partner. Or Liberty Championship. Or yes, Saraya, you'll be champion one day, sure. Anyway, me and Manny must, go train for our upcoming great battle against the Imperial rulers. And they will sort of walk off. We then cut back to the ring. Tanya Breeze and Pretty Deadly are in there. She goes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody around the world. Hot, ugly, all shapes and sizes. You saw a moment in time at Unforgiven when I, Tanya Breeze, won my first ever match here in WWE with my boys by my side. But now it's time to look ahead. We couldn't have done it without one man in particular. A man who was lost on his way hanging around with fat, smelly oafs and didn't realize his true beauty. But fear not, because we've brought that true beauty out of him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new and improved Brooks Jensen. Out he comes. He's sexy Brooks. When he and Kiana made him, get a makeover in the actual real life story. We're rocking with that look for Brooks Jensen. Slick back hair. He's got the glasses and the moustache. He probably doesn't wrestle in those. But he is set for his debut match as a member of the Maximum Male Models coming up next. He gets a 32 and beats a local guy named Thunder Thighs in 4 minutes and 12. Brooks gets a 52, Thunder Thighs with an 11. Of course. Color me shocked the guy called Thunder Thighs isn't, great. But yeah, Brooks picks up a singles win as a member of Maximum Male Models. Tanya and Pretty Deadly get in the ring and raise his arms. Went out from the back, storm Otis and Mackie. They storm into the ring. I imagine Pretty Deadly rush out to meet him on the ramp. He just bulldozes through both of them. And then Mackie and Otis get into the ring. Otis tries to chase after Brooks, but Brooks gets away. But unfortunately for Tanya, she doesn't get away from Mackie. Mackie drops her with a headbutt and then hits that big diving headbutt on Tanya Breeze. And then Brooks and Pretty Deadly pull Tanya to safety after she gets laid out, and Otis and Mackie stand tall. So this is far from over, of course. We then cut backstage. The dashing young, geniusly handsome gentleman from earlier on who won the 24/7 championship is just roaming through the halls when he gets ambushed by Dijak. Dijak boots him and then pins him to win the 24/7 championship. Dijak becomes the champion, and Christian walks in. He goes, "See, Cody, what did I tell you?" He snatches the 24/7 title off Dijak and goes, "I told you I'd be a champion by the end of tonight. Thanks, big guy." He sort of pats him on the back and then leaves. So, of course, Dijak is the champion, but Christian has taken the belt as his own. My father is alive and well, for those of you who are wondering. Just thought I'd throw that out there. 88 is the Grayson Waller effect. He starts it out, he's laughing to himself. He goes, "Oi, you should have seen all your looks on your big dumb ugly faces at Unforgiven, Because last week I had that tape ready to wear. What a tape it was, by the way, Every word in it was true. But You all thought, Grayson Waller, he's going to be back on Monday. We ain't going to see him at Unforgiven. Bam, I'm sure Sheamus thought that too, mate. But I dropped that lad quicker than whatever sports team dropped something playoffs. Boo. And that's right. That's enough about American sports. Nobody cares about that. What I do care about is my guest here tonight. The man who should be standing here, the Intercontinental Champion of the world. But he couldn't because he had to fight that cheating scumbag Sheamus. That's why I gave him a piece of my mind after I came out. Ladies and gentlemen, my best friend in the whole world, Dominic Mysterio. Out come Dom and the rest of LA Extreme. And he goes, Dirty Dom, I'll be the first to give you my condolences tonight. As a fan of yours, as your best friend, I know that you should be standing here tonight as the Intercontinental Champion. You're not. It's not your fault. It's Sheamus' fault. And he goes, thank you, Grayson. I've always been a big fan of this show too. And if I would have won that championship, I would have given opportunities to deserving people like you. Instead of Sheamus, giving out challenges willy-nilly to those who don't even deserve championship matches for the Intercontinental Championship. And Grayson, see, what a giving guy. Can we get a round of applause for Dominic Mysterio, ladies and gentlemen? And then he claps. The rest of LA Extreme clap as well. Goes, right. So now on to the important stuff, Dirty Dom, you failed, It's a tragedy that you came up short for the Intercontinental Championship. I know you've got your guys, around here. You've got Jorge, he won. Looking fresh, lad. But surely it's time for Grayson Waller to step in. Your best friend, Grayson Waller, to step in. And avenge that defeat you took at Unforgiven. And Dom sort of looks at him more confused and goes, but I can fight Sheamus again myself. He goes, I don't think you can, lad. You see, I think Sheamus is only going to want to fight you once because he's too scared to fight you again. He knows you'll kick his ass next time. So it's more important for Grayson Waller to get that shot against Sheamus because I can beat him and then I can give you another shot because I ain't scared of you. I mean, I should be because you're Dirty Dominic Mysterio, but I ain't scared of you. You're my best friend, Dom. Put it. It all makes sense now, right? And Dom sort of looks confused. He goes, Grayson, that sounds awesome. Yeah, you should get the next title shot against Sheamus. And then Sheamus runs out and he goes, what the bloody hell's going on here? Okay, the two most annoying wrestlers on earth, both vying for a shot at my championship. I'll gladly kick both your fucking heads off whenever I want because I'll be doing the world a favour if I knock you both out. But that ain't tonight. Tonight, I've got a one-on-one encounter with one of your other boys here, Dirty Dom, with him putting at Santos. And he goes, so if you all get this crap out of my ring, I'll show you what a real champion can do. We then go into Sheamus versus Santos Escobar because it's an 86. That was apparently a title match, okay. Yeah, fuck it. Santos can say, okay, I'll fight you if you put the belt on the line. Sure, now I've got a title match. But Sheamus does beat Santos Escobar 12:36 for Brogue Kick to make defense number 9 of the IC title. A 90 for Sheamus, a 70 for Santos Escobar. Yeah. Banger match. Nice spotlight for Santos and a nice win for Sheamus as his reign continues on. 9 defenses he's made of that thing. We then cut backstage to AJ and Finn reflecting on Unforgiven. And AJ goes, it was great. I thought we could have had a chance to, become WWE champion, either one of us. But what's more important now, is we came up short. Those kind of losses happened, Finn. We got to focus on getting back our Raw Tag Team Championships that we never got a rematch for. Finn goes, you're right, but the tag team division is on fire out here on Raw. So, I don't even know who's next in line. As when Titus World Records walk in. Titus goes, just the boys we were looking for. Us here at Titus World Records have gone on record to say that we are moving up in the world. For us, we're working on our debut EP, and for that to fly off the shelves this Christmas, we need to raise our stock here in WWE, and that begins by becoming champions. So our quest for the Raw Tag Team Championship starts next week against you boys, if you'd be so kind. And Finn and AJ sort of just look at each other and then look at Shanky and R-Truth and go, yeah, fine, we'll fight you. So yeah, set for next week. Titus World Records is Shanky and R-Truth defending, not defending anything, but facing off against AJ Styles and Finn Balor. Should be a fun one. 80? I'll take that. Bayley versus Xia Li. Just a random match to get Bayley on the show. And just give Xia Li an opportunity to have a good match. Humberto has sort of, he's taken some weeks off to rest his injury. Because he's got that lingering injury for like a whole year. And I thought I would just use the SummerSlam loss as a way to like keep him away for a bit while he rests up. And yeah, but Bayley is Xia Li is the only active member of Path of the Dragon left. But she does put up a good fight and loses to Bayley in 11-14 of a Rose Plant. 79 by Bayley, 71 for Xia Li. 80 for the match is good considering those two ratings. Then after the match, Bayley has her hand raised. She's laughing at Xia Li on the floor. She's celebrating her win.
This is my brutality! I eat, sleep, bleed. The demons in your dreams. I eat, sleep, bleed.
When out comes Rhea Ripley. And Bayley's sort of looking confused. And Rhea's just smiling. She goes, "Hey Bayley, how you doing? It's been quite the ride recently. And you're looking lost right now. You came over to Raw after SummerSlam. You've not really, found your feet here on my show. But fear not, Bayley, 'cause I'm kind. I'm generous. And if you look around, you joined a show, Bayley, where you were swimming with sharks. You were swimming with sharks like Becky Lynch, like Charlotte Flair, like Sasha Banks. You know those three very well, don't you, Bayley? Do you look around, you don't see any of them here on Raw, Bayley, and why is that, huh? That's because of me. I've proven without a shadow of a doubt that I am the best to ever do this here in the women's division in WWE. I destroyed Becky Lynch. I destroyed Charlotte Flair. I destroyed Sasha Banks. And if memory serves me correctly, that leaves one last victim I need to destroy. So Bayley, congratulations. This is your lucky day. Because next week, Mommy's giving you a title opportunity. And Bayley, like I said, you may not be swimming with those other sharks on the Raw Women's Division anymore, but you're swimming with a megalodon who's going to eat you up and spit you right back out to the bottom of the food chain as I remain on top. Good luck next week. You're gonna need it. And there we go, next week it will be Rhea Ripley has called out and challenged, the champion doing the challenge. She's called out and challenged Bayley to a match for the WWE Women's Championship that will take place on next week's episode of Raw. She has destroyed Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte. There's only one horsewoman left for her to take off. And can she do that next week? We'll have to wait and see. But, on top of that, we also have a tag team match next week, which will see AJ Styles and Finn Balor teaming up to face R-Truth and Slim Shanky of Titus World Records in tag team action. That should be a hoot right there. And following the Grayson Waller effect segment earlier on tonight, Grayson Waller and Sheamus' right-hand man Ridge Holland are going to go one-on-one in singles action next week. And more Women's Championship action when Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defend the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships against the Fierce and the Fabulous Shayna Baszler and Carmella. 91 rated main event. This is just a match of the reliable upper mid-carders who I know can put on a good rating. And we're going to see which one of them is going to get the chance to, hang in the main event scene for a couple of weeks. And that man is Xavier Woods. He pins Ricochet the Shining Wizard in 1851. 88 for Gargano, 92 for Woods, 87 for Gable, and 92 for Ricochet. You know, Woods had that big match against Gunther. He hung with the Ring General more than anyone thought he would. And that performance has earned him a shot at the WWE Championship at a time in the... It's not next week, it'll be sometime in the future. It'll be Xavier Woods taking on Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Can he finish his New Day positive prophecy? We'll have to wait and see. But that ends the show. Gets us a 93. We take shows like that. There are a whole lot of things happened here, you know. I made my on-screen debut. I also lost the 24/7 Championship to Dijak. But Christian thinks it's his. Sexy Brooks Jensen is here. That whole thing with Cody and Christian was a riot. And then Xavier Woods, the new number 1 contender. But I'll see you on the other side for Heat, where it's, I believe, will be the B block round of matches for the Mae Young Classic. And also Becky will be in a match. Yeah. We start the show with something of a somewhat shocking result in the B block of the Mae Young Classic. Mayu Iwatani, the big foreign, export, the face of the tournament, basically, her and Jade Cargill, basically, the face of the tournament. She takes her first defeat in the whole tournament. She gets beat by Sol Ruca in 12:31 with a soul snatch out of nowhere. So, something of an upset to kick off this bracket. 50 for Sol, 62 for Mayu Iwatani. And yeah, I like having, the bigger names take a shocking defeat at some point in the tournament. And yeah, this felt like the match to do it in, to give Sol Ruca a big win. We then move on to a 55, which is another big moment, because Erin Angel, who so far has gone 0-3, picks up her first win, so everybody in the tournament now has at least one win to her name. Erin Angel beats Fabi Apache in 9:36 with a reverse crossbody. 55 for Fabi Apache, 47 for Erin Angel. And yeah, apparently the crowd didn't hate this one. One of these must be recognisable. We then have a quick break from the Mae Young Classic action for this week's Becky Lynch Showcase match on Velocity. This one's against Scarlett. Becky wins in 9:19 with a disarmer. 87 for Becky, 80 for Scarlett. Lack of psychology apparently for a 9-minute match, even though it was scripted. Whatever. But then we return to the Mae Young Classic with a 35 rated match. Zoe Stark and Saya Kamatani go at it for 9 minutes, and Zoe Stark picks up the win, pinning Saya with a Z360. 43 for Saya Kamatani and a 46 for Zoe Stark. And then the main event is a 61. Okay, Hannah Coleman is like the high, because she's the most popular by far, so she's obviously going the highest ratings. But she is defeated here. Anya Bogmalov defeats Hannah Coleman in 14:19 by pinfall. 45 for Anya, 68 for Hannah Coleman. Which ends the show. Heat gets us at 62. Doesn't really matter. What matters more is what you thought of the show, mainly of Raw. So let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for EC Dub. See you then.